Hello everyone, Nasser 20XX here, and today I really just wanted to talk more about my experience as a computer science graduate, still trying to find a job in the current market, and I'm really making this video, to speak to everybody who's in the industry already, maybe who doesn't understand how it is for the new grads, and also to speak to some of you who are in the same position as me. I know probably many of the people who, find these videos are probably new grads themselves. And so I did just want to speak on how things are going for me and, the steps that I'm taking and, how I'm pretty much managing all of this nonsense with trying to get everything right. And so essentially to start, I am not unemployed, which is a blessing. I am underemployed. So I work in a warehouse. I've been working, it's my same warehouse job. I actually was in college full time while working full time. Yeah, I'm pretty crazy. Work ethic is never an issue that I've ever had. So I've been working, I'm making all right, decent money, I guess, but it's nowhere near enough in today's economy, you know. And it is demoralizing because, you go to college and, you get your degree and then you come out and can't use your degree. So, that's a mess. And they tell you, it's like, well, of course, the MERN masters that get out, they're not going to be able to find a job. We don't need any more code monkeys, all the stuff that they say that really, quite frankly, like, I love tech. I don't particularly love the people in it. I hope that I can foster like a healthier community on this channel of people who are not so condescending. There's so much elitism in tech. Oh, well, we're all developers, but I'm somehow better than you. Not good, not good. But I will say that there is some credibility to the fact that if you're, the most basic level of developer, then nowadays you kind of have to be more, just on the basis that a lot of people are learning MERN stack. A lot of people are, learning the very basics, tutorial apps and stuff. Like, that's not the level you want to be on, just on the basis that a lot of people are doing that now and are capable of doing that. So it just makes you less competitive. I don't think it makes you less intelligent or even that you don't care as much about tech, but it's just, it will make you less competitive in the job market. That is true. But I myself am not, that doesn't apply to me because while I can use the MERN stack effectively, I also can use a bunch of different stacks that don't even have names because I'm proficient with Angular as a front end framework. Proficient with using no framework. I can use JavaScript, HTML, PHP, and CSS and build you the same thing I could build you in React. It's probably just going to take a lot longer. It's not going to be fun, but I can do it. The M in MERN is for MongoDB. It's a NoSQL DBMS, but I can use MySQL and I can use PostgreSQL. So, I'm just no MERN master. And as you guys know from watching this channel, I also have SRE skills, system admin skills. I build systems. I self-host all of my web applications on my own hardware. So it's just like a lot of these things that they say, like the elitism that they try to use to excuse why new grads can't get in. It doesn't even apply to me. But I am pretty much positive that my resume probably doesn't even make it up the chain to any type of hiring manager. I'd be shocked if it did. So it just makes it a lot more difficult in that regard. Now, I always am transparent with the fact that I didn't do internships. So that's going to hurt me, obviously. Like, that probably had a massive impact on my ability to find employment because it's like, I have zero experience. So, but you know what? Truth be told, I don't feel like that's accurate. Just on the basis that, again, I have been building products. I really, even though Retro Resell and My RPG are both considered projects, they definitely could have been full on products in terms of quality. And there's definitely some features missing from both that I wish I would have had more time. I mean, I still can, whenever I want, add those features. But, obviously my focus is on Get Your Start as my flagship product. But I'll probably, if I could ever get in the industry and find stability in my life, I like to go back and upgrade those projects into products because they're good products. They're products that I would want to use. And so I would love to, get those back into a position where they are, something that I could one day use as commercial products, maybe even monetize one day. And they're at that level of quality. They have all of the base features, right? They would be suitable for an MVP if that is what I wanted to use them for. It's just that my focus is on Get Your Start right now. But anyway, the point is just that I have done the work, the actual building in the trenches, right? Just to prove that, hey, I'm not a MERN monkey. I'm not a MERN master. I'm not a code monkey, right? I actually understand what's happening. I built things that AI can't replicate. So it's not like, oh, it's a tutorial project or ChatGPT built this. Like, no. And I did it all on my own, right? No team. If anything's working against me at this point, that like I could see an employer reasonably being like, I don't know if we want this guy. It's that I've been so independent now for so long. Like I've been building all of these projects on my own. No team, no help, no oversight. Just learning on my own and just building all day, all night. Sitting on the couch, there's anime on the TV, and I'm just building things. And that's pretty much how I've been operating now for the whole year that I've been out of school. I'm 23. I'm going to turn 24 in like a week. And this is definitely not where I thought my life would be at 24. Not at all. I mean, because I've been programming since I was like 10. Like this is not a situation where, and it's why also the reason why I make this channel, because it's like I actually care about tech and I want to be in tech somehow, some way. Like I don't want to have to just decide that, well, the economy is cooked in the United States and no one's ever going to give me a chance. So I'm going to have to just go do something else. Like that's not what I want for my life at all. So that's definitely a really frustrating situation. Very frustrating predicament that I'm in. So, but here's my thing. I see a lot of people get on here and they complain about, the job market and they can't find anything. But it's all problems. Like it's like, how bad do you really want it? So I want it bad enough that I'm going back to school now again to get my master's degree. And I'm going to do things differently. I'm in a different position in that job to where I can be more flexible. And so I'm going to do my internships. That's the first thing. I'm going to do my internships. And at this point, my goal is just to get in an internship and just do every single thing in my power to impress. Like, I don't know what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to be honest with you guys. But like every single ticket I can take, I'm doing it. I'm trying to get work done ASAP. I'm trying to be the most productive person in the office as the junior, like as the intern. Like that's how I'm pretty much trying to come now. And I'm going to try to make a lot of connections in university. I'm going to try to make a lot of connections with my fellow, students. I'm going to try to join, clubs, like all the stuff that I didn't do as an undergrad, I'm going to do as a master's student. Like as a graduate student, I'm doing it all. And it really is just frustrating because the university I graduated from, Rowan University, you guess you can see my degree behind me there. That school is like 30 minutes away from where I live. Like it's not close. Like it's not close at all. Like it's definitely not close to where I live. So it's like at least 30 minutes away. So if I'm going to join the CS club, I'm going to be driving 30 minutes at least twice a week. My job is like 20 minutes away. Driving is not safe. Like, I don't particularly like having to drive all the time everywhere. But it's like your choices now in 2025 is what? Like, I either go back to school and try to use academia to put me in a position I need to be in, or I'll be honest, I'm just never going to get into this industry. I'm also African American. I know that some of, tech is not a lot of African Americans. So I know some people are going to clutch their pearls at the fact that I'm saying that that's part of the reason probably why I'm having a hard time. But the truth is the truth, man. Like, it's just, there's a stigma, and it's already not common, So what it comes down to is just that that's not helping me, obviously. And so what it comes down to is I'm going to have to work twice as hard to impress. I'm going to have to get experience. There was never a situation where anybody was going to give me a chance with no experience. And I'm an introvert, so networking was not something I really wanted to do as an undergrad at all. And then not even a little bit. Like, I get a little bit of anxiety even recording these videos, and I'm just talking to a camera. I'm talking to myself, right, essentially. But it's just that I'm a very introverted person by nature. So it is a lot for me to have to now mentally prepare myself, like, okay, when I go here for graduate school, I'm going to really have to put myself out there to professors, like, I'm going to have to try to build these relationships with these people so much older than me. And it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. It really is. And it's a final gambit at this point, just something else to add to my repertoire of, hey, like, on top of all these projects that I've built on my own, right? Being a founder, because GYS has users, just very few, because I'm bad at marketing. And there's probably some holes in the product, if I'm honest with myself, that I need to fill. But it really comes down to, like, it's still a startup. It's my startup, right? And so at that point, it's like, what more can you want from me? Like, if I get a master's degree and I'm a founder for a startup, that I'm the lead developer on the product, and I have multiple projects, developed. My portfolio, I honestly always forget, like, my portfolio site is also a project. My blog is a project, but I don't even market that blog, so you guys probably don't even know. You guys want me to start posting on the blog? If you guys are going to view it, I'll post on the blog more, and I'll just put the link in the description, just in case you want to read my old blog posts. But what it comes down to is I've been building. Like, there's nothing more on this channel. If anybody's viewing this and they're like, oh, this guy, he's not actually doing the work. My portfolio site is linked in the channel. You can go on there, and my GitHub is there. Go on my GitHub and see what I've been doing. It's like, you're not going to see a commit every single day, because, like, I don't see the point in that. But that doesn't mean I wasn't coding. That just means that I'm only going to commit when there's something worth committing. So that might only be every 2-3 days, because it can take time to implement a feature when you have a full-time job, right? So yeah, I don't have a commit every single day, but even that, like, I'm at the point now where, honestly, I'm about to start inflating my GitHub by, like, doing leak code every day, and then just uploading, like, a leak code file or a sequence of leak code files to my GitHub. That's like, oh, hey, look, my GitHub, every day I have a commit, but it's like, that's not even real though. Like, I have enough things that are real to where it's like, it shouldn't be like this. And yet it is. And yes, I understand that a lot of it is the economy. It's not even the market itself, I guess. But I don't know if I necessarily care, right? Because at the end of the day, it still comes down to, I can't afford to be independent, right? Despite being a skilled laborer, I'm working in a warehouse, right? I'm in the United States, so I'm in the greatest country in the world, right? the richest country in the world, but I have no opportunity even for like computer science was never one of those fields like theater or like social sciences or something where it's like there's no real jobs there. Computer science encompasses software engineering, cybersecurity, embedded systems, so many different things that CS encompasses, that there's jobs that create real value in the real world. So I don't even understand at a certain point how like these senior engineers, if they're doing everything and they're just the last ones, they're going to save up their money and just quit because you're slaving them to death. And, I have a video on this channel. Like, I'm not one of the people that's convinced that AI is increasing productivity so much. Like, it's not, right? Go view that video if you believe that. It's not, right? It's not that productive. It's more destructive than anything. Replit is out here. Replit's AI assistant is out here deleting entire databases. Like, I strongly doubt that companies are really trusting AI to do this work. No. Offshoring, if anything, is really what's taking all the jobs. I'm going to make a video about that soon, by the way. I kind of hinted at it in the AI video, but I have nothing to lose, so I'm definitely going to make that video soon about the offshoring because it's despicable, and it's a big reason why Americans can't work. When you're sending all the jobs to India, like, yeah, Americans are not going to have a job because it's not that those Indian people, and here's the thing, I don't have a problem with Indian people, like, as a group, right? And here's my thing. If my country sells me out, that's not on them, right? It's not on them if my country sells me out. But my question is, why is my country selling me out, though? Like, so here's the thing. I've never been a college kid, right? I've been working since I was 16. So I've been paying taxes to the United States of America since I was 16 years old. So I've made my contributions to the society. So why is my country selling me out? Why is Donald Trump on TV saying that Americans aren't skilled enough to do these jobs? But I'm right here, though. I have enough skills to build and deploy my own web applications on my own, right? And you're saying that means even at that, I'm out here building my own systems, but I'm not skilled enough to be an entry-level engineer and do authentication for a login page? Like, are you serious? There's not enough skilled laborers? Come on, man. Like, look, I'm not political. I'm an independent, registered independent. So I'm not, but it's like when you're the president, right? You're my leader and you're basically telling me I'm worthless, right? When I know that that's not true based on my works. Like, why does my country not care about me? Like, that hurts. Like, that hurts. Why does my country not care about me when I make my contributions to that country? My family doesn't get any government assistance or anything. My mom is a nurse. My grandmother's a nurse, right? Like, so my mom is paying taxes, but her children can't have a good life. Why? So I'm not giving up on the industry. Like I said, I'm going to school. I'm going back to school to get my master's degree. Because I'm turning 24, I can finally file my FAFSA as an independent. And hopefully that means I won't have to drown in as much debt because I'm only going part-time. I don't really have a choice, right? So I'm only going part-time. So it's probably going to take me another 4 years to even get my master's degree. Unless I can get a good job, in which case then I'll switch to full-time, right? But it's just rough, man. Like, for all the ones out there going through the same thing, if you choose to give up on tech, I can't fault you for that. I really want to make a video convincing people like not to give up on tech, or at least give my reasons for why I'm not going to give up on tech. Because I think that there's a path. I don't think that what they're doing is sustainable, right? It's not sustainable. It's going to come back. It's going to bite them. And then they're still going to need us. So they're going to need us. They're going to need people that know how to do these jobs. And here's the thing. The money is still there in tech. Like, and in the United States right now, you need money. Like, I don't know. Everybody's saying blue collar, blue collar, blue collar, but not everybody's going to make it in blue collar. Blue collar, you're running your own business basically, right? Like, you need to find your own work. You need to have experience in the first place. You know what I'm saying? To even do that. Like, you need to have experience because, and what I mean is, okay, you can be an apprentice for 7 years. Once you get out there and you're trying to actually get hired, and it's like, yeah, I have 7 years of experience, but I've never actually done a job by myself. I don't know who's hiring that electrician, because I'm probably not. You see what I'm saying? And so it just comes down to, like, it's a hard knock life. Like, you need to be in a field that makes money. And it's like, I'm not going into the medical field. Like, you can forget about it. So, like, tech, like, that's the only thing that I'm passionate about that I can also make a lot of money in. And people want to act like that doesn't matter, but it does. But it does. So, like I said, I'm not giving up. I'm going to get my master's degree. We're going to see how it goes. I'm going to be updating you guys throughout my entire journey. Like, as long as I'm alive, I'm sticking with this channel. You know, I'm really starting to get consistent with content. I'm starting to enjoy making content. And so I'm not going to fall off. I'm going to keep you guys updated. It's going to be hard, you know, running this channel and, you know, being a master's student and having a full-time job. But I'm going to make it work somehow for you guys. I don't know how I'm going to do it. But if you are going to stick with the grind to get into tech, I'm proud of you. You're doing good. I'm going to keep doing what I can do to help. I'm going to keep making videos on this channel. Everything I'm doing, if you follow this channel, you're going to keep getting tips, tricks. And once I land that job, I am spreading the knowledge. Whatever I did, I'm going to let you know how to do it. Because I don't want anybody to go through this. There are people literally committing suicide. Like, this is getting serious. You got to understand, when you take young men, right, and you deprive them of all purpose in life, right, that's what happens. Like, and the government's just looking at it as, oh, the peasants can't eat. That's normal. But you have young men that feel like they have nothing to live for, and they're taking themselves out. And it's like, at a certain point, but unfortunately, here's my thing. I have no faith in the United States government. You know, I only have faith in myself. So I know that I can put in the work to combat this. But I will say that it is true that no one's going to save you when it comes to this industry. So if you're not building every day, if you're not, you know, continuously building proof that you can do this every day, you're probably not gonna make it. And I'm just being honest. You're probably not gonna make it. Even once the pipeline reopens. If you can't show what you were doing all that time, I'm gonna be honest, you're probably not gonna make it. So I would suggest you start building today. Today. Now. You know, build your skill set now. I wouldn't wait. Because it's dark times. It's dark times, especially for this industry. And so just steady the course. Don't quit. Just keep pushing and push with purpose, push with consistency, and be disciplined. And I think that you will be rewarded. We have this. We're going to win. It's only a matter of time.